recognizes the contribution of volunteers across the globe. And on International Volunteer Day, we not only celebrate volunteerism in all its facets, but then also pay special tribute to people's participation in making a difference locally, nationally, and globally. Hence, you can see that we are meeting now globally wise. Now, continuing with our program, I would like to call upon the most prestigious, the guy behind the Global Education Network, who is the founder and the organizer of Global Education Network, Muhyiddin Bhuyan. Muhyiddin, I would like to give you the stage so that you can proceed from here. Thank you very much.
Hello, thank you. Just I am today. I have a apology. I am very busy in my professional work. So just I would like to request our honorable moderator, Beira Abdullah from Pakistan, to start today's meeting. So some time already has gone from now. Just today event. You can start. Beira, are you hearing?
Yes, I am hearing.
Okay, thank you, our moderator. You can start. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Muhyiddin sir, আমাকে co-host করেন. Muhyiddin sir, please co-host me.
Dear our host, dear Rasna ma'am, please make co-host Manwar Hossain Chaudhary, please for live, please.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Please also make
type on the chat box whom to make co-host.
Manwar sir, please make co-host right in chat box.
One second, let me check. So can you put the name on the chat box? I am not able to get you properly.
Manwar sir, একটা আপনি সেট বক্সে লিখে দেন যে আমি মেক মি co-host, তাহলে দেখবেন।
Okay.
লিখে দিন, তাহলে ভালো হয়ে যাবে।
Okay. I write down.
Rosna ma'am is talking in Bengali, mashallah.
I am from Bengal, sir. So I can understand your language.
আমরা তাহলে তো খুবই গর্বিত যে আমরা রাচনা ভীমরাজকা ম্যামকে পেয়েছি বাঙালি হিসেবে। ধন্যবাদ।
Okay, no need to do. Just we will go to our moderator, please. Dear moderator.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Muhyiddin. First of all, I would like to pay my gratitude to the founder of Global Education Network, who has provided us with the opportunity to gather on one platform and share our elevated, ideas about the education, teaching techniques, and methods. Thank you very much once again. Well, as far as myself is concerned, I have been working as an assistant professor of English in one of the most prestigious institute of Pakistan, Queen Mary College. I have been working since 2009, and along with that, I am working as an IELTS coach. And I believe, being a language teacher, I believe that to be multilingual is one of the significant characteristics of any person. So my mother tongue is Urdu, and my professional language is English, and my national language is Urdu. Along with that, my other fourth language is Turkish. So this is enough from my side. I would like to introduce our guest of honor. I have a prestige to introduce our guest of honor of today's conference, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas F. Lalo. Thank you very much, ma'am, to give us your precious time.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from United Kingdom, and I want to first of all, I hope everybody can hear me. Am I visible and you can hear me?
Yes, good.
Exactly. Okay. First of all, let me just say congratulations to everyone here today, and also happy Volunteer Day. And I want to express my gratitude to the founder of this organization and also the great organizer of this event, especially Miss Vima Daluz. And also, sorry if I can't pronounce the other name, but I want to appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for trusting me to come and share my inspirational nugget of wisdom. Also, appointing me today as your guest of honor. Thank you so much. All protocol observed. I'm seeing beautiful faces. And can we just smile to me? Can you smile back to me so that I know that you are happy to be here today? Good, 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 good. So thank you so much. In just a little while, I just want to quickly express my gratitude to all the participants as well, and also to say we are here together. What a great platform. This is actually my first time to be in this your platform, so I better behave myself. Right. Okay. What are we saying about the voluntary? It is very, very important that we tackle this issue. I think it's because majority don't even know what an important voluntary work is all about. I myself, I'm a voluntary. I work as a voluntary and volunteer to many organizations. I'm also a UN volunteer as well. So it is very important that we keep expressing ourselves, expressing that issue that voluntary work is so worthy. It's so worthy. Let me say it again. It's so worthy. It's not only about salary alone. It's not about that. The fulfillment I get for personally in doing voluntary job is more than earning more money. Yes, we need capital, we need funding, we need money for everything we're doing. But let's we talk about unemployment. When there is no job, are you just going to sit down at your closest in your comfort zone and said, well, because there's no job, so you just sit down there blaming everybody? No. But I can let you know today that when you work as volunteer, it's so fulfilling. You even learn more skills more than what you've learned. You learn more skills of what you don't know. And you even gain more knowledge of even what you've learned. That is what voluntary is all about. And then when you work as a volunteer, you are telling the person that in respect of your focus of gaining money, you are also available to join hands together and reach out to others. Voluntarily is also about humanity, because you are telling yourself that yes, you are working and you are earning money, but at the same time, you want to give back to the society. And when you volunteer yourself to work with organizations like NGO, charity as we call it here in UK, then you will feel happy and fulfilling because you are giving back to the society. When we talk of volunteer, we are talking about yourself, making yourself a human being like others over there, and then putting more effort into it. Yes, you can see what is going on in the whole world. The places are shut down. There is lockdown. There is everything there. And that is, and because we all come together to work together, it makes it more good, because we are saying to ourselves, in respect of what is going out there, I am still human being, and I can still put people in my shoe, and I can still express my kindness, my joy, and also helping others. So it is very worthy, because we are giving back to the nation. we are giving back to humanity.
Baba.
We are giving back to society. Like you are seeing me now, I will tell you a story. I'm an entrepreneur and I worked very, very hard for the past 35 years here in United Kingdom. But situation arise. 2029 to 2020, COVID, that nobody can control, knocked our door. So what can we do? The shops are being closed down. I have to find a way to increase my joy so that I'm not standing there complaining. I'm not there condemning or blaming somebody else. I have to keep moving and keep my brain working. So that is why I have to involve in voluntary job so that I keep moving, irrespective of the situation. I'll tell you something. No condition is permanent. But if you can enjoy your presence, you will notice that that condition that you are facing now will wade away. So while you are still waiting for that condition to wade away, keep moving and keep walking. Keep adding to the society and keep sharing your kindness and your compassion. Is very, very important. One of the things I just mentioned now is compassion. You need to be compassionate of what you are doing. We all work in the circle world because we want to earn money. But when it comes to voluntarily, when you are working voluntarily, you are giving. So you are releasing yourself, the other part of you. You are saying to the world, you are still human and you still care. And that is why we are joining hands together to help others. Joining hands together to support others. And not only that, like I said, gaining knowledge, gaining skills, and also learning more than what you have learned already. So I want to use this opportunity. Thank you very much for inviting me. And before I go, let me quickly give these tips. Number one, dare to dream big while you are still working. Yes, you might not be working where you dream to be. You might not be working where you want to be or be where you want to be. Enjoy the now, but keep dreaming and dream big. Be passionate. And also the next one is desire more than what you are doing. Because, like I said, salary is not enough for you to receive every day. But fulfillment is above all. Because when you are satisfied, you will be fulfilled and you will be happy when you are working voluntarily. The fourth one, be determined, or the third one, be determined not to give up in whatever you are doing. There will always be discouragement. There will always be disappointment. There will always be a doubt that you will doubt yourself. But be determined that no matter the situation, you will not give up. You will not lose hope, but you will press forward. The last but not the least is discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. Sacrifice your moment, your time, because your reward is still coming. Whatever you are doing as a volunteer, discipline yourself. Do it as if it is your job to do. Do it as if it is your passion to do. And there is reward in working as a volunteer. Finally, be dedicated to it. Dedicate yourself to that job, whatever you are doing, because your reward will still come. When I talk of reward, let me quickly say this. I'm not talking about the certificate and the awards being given to you. I'm talking about the award that the God of the universe will reward you. And you will know that your life will never be the same. Above all, love yourself and love others while you are working as volunteer. Thank you very much for inviting me. This is Dr. Elizabeth Lucas from United Kingdom, the founder of Yes You Can International and the author of a book called Yes You Can. Obviously, you can do it, you can achieve it, and you can become. Thank you for inviting me, and God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Elizabeth. It was so nice to hear all these things, and we'll definitely work on that. I would like to give a short introduction because I have missed that. Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas Efulalo is the award-winning author of Yes, You Can. She's been a global inspirational speaker, YWC advisor, and she has written and published so many books, such as The Love We Lost, and co-authored with many, and been awarded Author of Greatness by Greatness University, United Kingdom. She's been the founder of Elizabeth Creations. Along with that, she's the director of Yes, You Can International. She has been featured on national press such as Financial Herald, Fox News, ABC News, and NBC News, and many, many more to talk about Professor Dr. Elizabeth. Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Elizabeth, once again, to elevate us with your wonderful thoughts and sharing your experiences. And I
Thank
hope
you.
our audience have enjoyed and have learned a lot from your wonderful speech.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Now I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, the first speaker, who is from Bangladesh. He is Mr. Dr. Abu Yassin. Dr. Abu Yassin is a researcher. He's an educationist. He's the writer, moderator, and student counselor. He has been the faculty member of the Department of Islam and Moral Education and at NCPSC Dhaka, Bangladesh. He has a lot on his credit. He has published and written so many books and articles, such as Anger Control and Forgiveness, an Islamic perspective, then Unique Way to Gain Nearness to Allah, Ittikaf, and then The Easy Way to Build a Relationship with Allah, Fighting and Cursing, Freedom and Patriotism, The Best Nation, Controlling Anger and Demonstrating Forgiveness, Perspectives on Islam in the Context of Zodiac and Destiny, The Best Nations, Dead Sea, Subjective Discussion in Islamic Studies about Creative Questions for SSC, and many, many more. I would request Dr. Yassin to please come and tell us what he wants to tell us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barir Abdullah. You please make me co-host for showing my presentation, please.
Am I having this? Vilma, am I supposed to give this?
Yes, dear. Can't you share? I think you're supposed to share.
Thank you.
It is showing now, dear?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible, yes.
We can see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to moderator Barir Abdullah for giving me a chance to say something about volunteering, the ways to involve educators in it. Everybody, good morning or good evening and good noon for all of you, those who are present in this conference, especially Professor Dr. Elizabeth Lucas, United Kingdom, and other keynote speaker. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today it is that means a very good day for us. This is International Volunteering Day for us. The International Conference on Volunteering is organized global education network. This is to the point, the title of topic is Volunteering the Ways to Involve. So, why it is needed for us. We know that the present world is not healthy in this time. For what? For pandemic situation and so many virus and others problem is day by
I guess there is a signal problem.
hello.
Hello?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, yes.
Okay. This is okay. Now it is okay.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay, thank you. So the question from here, what is the concept of volunteering and what is the importance and benefits of it? The ways to involve educators in volunteering, I'd like to say about this question, inshallah. So the concept of volunteering, that means the meaning of volunteers, the word volunteer comes from the Latin words vel, or vile, meaning hopes and determination or willingness. Together lives, that means in this society, and the concept of volunteering, that means the day is celebrated to make volunteers aware and skill, providing humanitarian and assistance in any disaster. In 17 December 1985, the United Nations Assembly first be celebrating International Volunteers Day on 5th December on 1985. These volunteers use online volunteer service and to develop an action plan for continuous human development on the occasion of the day. Like others countries also, the world, various programs have been taken in Bangladesh also. The theme of International Volunteers Day, that means the volunteers for an inclusive future and indicate the contribution volunteers to inclusion and the Sustainable Development Goal 10. You know that everybody were working for that also, and the majority of volunteers in some countries are engaged in social and welfare service under local governments administration, and this include health and education and others welfare service for the disabled, the sick and the aged, the voluntary association and individual volunteers which keeps school, clinics, hospitals, and residential homes functioning are innumerable. Another significant area is the contribution of volunteers at national government level, where, for example, many of the national consultative groups called upon by the move towards democratic governments usually operate on voluntary basis also. Know that the volunteering is power also. According to the American Social Works Board, a group of people who are willing to work together to pursue public benefits are called voluntary groups. Individuals who participate in the work of these groups are called volunteers. And this kinds of group work is called voluntary service also. So the features of voluntary service I'd like to say on this point. There are sorry. Their actions, others' feelings gives. Voluntary service is provided to individuals out of living hearts, and people choose to work for the good of others and free of any compulsion by the party of outside powers also. They are contributing their non-money or rewarding, and the people give of their times, skills, resource, and kindness to provide assistance their neighbors, communities, and society without acceptation or of that means receiving payment also. They are that means instituted by caring hearts, and people help others to create a better society also. We are convinced that volunteering, enjoying wide range people, participation, and the benefits from volunteering encompass and age and gender, religious, culture, nationality, or socioeconomic status. The Beijing Declaration International Conference on Voluntary Service 27 to 28 May 2002. Also, so many groups or organizations, they are doing work as like the Red Cross has long recognized the need for voluntary actions within countries where its members societies operation and ensuring this value in its founding and statements in the 19th century also. Thus, many millions of people has worked as Red Cross volunteers also. The volunteering is described as an unpaid activities where someone gives their time to help not-for-profit organization, an individual who they are not related to also. One of the better known benefits of volunteering is there on the country, and unpaid volunteers are often the glue that holds a country together also. And volunteering allows you to your community and make it better place also. This is the importance. The volunteering increase self-confidence also. The volunteering can provide a healthy boost to your self-confidence and self-esteem also, and life satisfaction. You are doing good for others and the community, which provides a natural sense of accomplishment, and your role as a volunteer can give you a sense of pride and identity. Knowledge learning also, when a volunteer is that she or he is not only helping others, but also learning new knowledge also and increasing skills also day by day. This will help them measure and build good character also. Fulfilling also values the famous American psychologist Abraham H. Maslow believed that the ultimate goal of life is self-fulfillment, and definition. Self-fulfillment includes caring others and going on self unto people seek material gains in their daily lives. Hearts never stop seeking a fulfilling sense of personal, to fulfill one's spiritual needs also. Then life's experience enhancement, different experience make of color, and voluntary service, even if it is of short duration and delightful and beautiful. Some volunteers have tasted much space of life also, and at the same time have received the experience and the time. The teachers who participate in the supporting roles of education program said, we are touched by the villagers, and villagers also touched us also. So as volunteers, they felt deeply the heart communication and wanted to broaden their sense of lives. In mental well-being, voluntary service can help volunteers in this way also. Sorry. So we learn story of that means Catherine Pennerson introductory article on American volunteers, and Catherine as a volunteer council that means cancer patients for 20 22 years also. And in this way, we can do this one. The importance, that means what did Almighty Creator said about volunteering. I quote it here that from Quran, Allah says regarding this, وَتَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. It is mentioned in chapter number 5, verses number 2, they help you one another in righteousness and pity, but help you not one another in sin and rancor also. In another chapter 76, verses number 8, وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. That means, and they feed for the love of Allah, the indigent, the orphan, and the captives also. The last one order is given by Almighty Allah, وَفْعَلُوا الْخَيْرَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. That means, and do good that you may prosper. It is mentioned in chapter number 22 and verses 77 also. So the fruits of voluntarism or volunteering, number one, by caring and contributing to change, the volunteers decrease suffering and disparity also. And they gain skills, self-esteem, and change their lives also. And somebody said, success in life has nothing to do with what you gain in life or accomplish for yourself, it is what you do for others. Actually, volunteers polish up the rough spots in our communities and make life easier and pleasant for so many. Now, the way to involve educators in volunteering. How? That means the educators, they can involve that involvement with research. They will do research in various topics and in various events also. And intellectually also, they will try to involve themselves in volunteering. And physically, they will give their lecture and speech physically, that means in a conference, in seminar, in others places. And public speech, by public speech, they can have, that means in a people assembly, they can give their speech regarding volunteering, and they also they can involve by group activities also, and sending articles. That means they try to write so many articles for encouraging about this point also, and them for themselves, and sending message also. That means they can send their message to so many portal, that means Viber, Messenger, and Facebook, and others portal also. And motivational workshop also, they can involve themselves by motivational workshop. And that means the top 10 tips for volunteers management, how it is managed. Listen carefully to the volunteers' priorities also, and make it comfortable working conditions, and response quality to a volunteer's request, and have a backup plan in case one leaves. And check in regularly also, and prepare for emergency, and list an emergency contact person for every volunteers. And watch for burnout. Don't overuse your volunteers, and always look for ways to improve, and show your appreciation and instill pride also. Volunteers like to be a part of an organization that is known for their great work, and judge them organization and identified that means name stage and certificates and shirts and jackets also. The conclusion, I'd like to give the conclusion here. Many people are willing to participate. Why? Spiritual pursuit, a person shall be decided by what he contributes, not by what he obtained, said Einstein about this. When volunteers contribute of themselves, they feel they are needy, that is need, and subsequently rewarded by the praises of others. This is not money, nor many rewards, but internal spiritual value. It gives meaning to life, fills society and warmth and the kindness, and encourage volunteers to devote themselves to these activities also. So this is the conclusion. If we try, we will try to include ourselves for these activities, for volunteering activities also, and then we'll be success in this place and the next world also by involving in volunteering activities. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be happy for to us by helping this type of activities. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. Is there any question? Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, audible. Very, very nice. Thank you very much. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Yasin. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You greatly explained the voluntary activities. My question is, in the perspective of my country, how can we start volunteering activities from my home, from my friend circle, from my village, from my area? Would you please tell me?
Thank you so much for this question. In our country situation, we can start our volunteering activities by helping the poor. That means in our country, so many disaster and cyclone in every year coming one by one. So we can provide provide the poor people and those who are losing their houses and their wealth and properties by flooding and cyclone. Then we can arrange for sheltering and for their saving their life also by helping money, by helping food. And a lot of people, they lost their educational institution by flooding and cyclone also, and we can start again and we can rebuild this type of institution. And those who are educators, they can engage and they will go to the local area and they will help them regarding educational activities. And those who are students, they can encourage them also. The vital point, that means in our country, a lot of people, the southern part of Sundarban and sea level, they are under disaster. Always they are facing this type of disaster. So we can help also in this way. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Yasin. It was really nice to hear about your presentation. That was excellent. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Nasreen Bano, who belongs to Kashmir, India. She is a global educator and she presently working in Department of Education, Kashmir, India. She has done her doctorate research in advanced stages in education, titled A Study of Personality Characteristics and Value of Secondary School Teachers in relation to classroom performance and student likings. And she has constructed 2 standardized tools, student liking scale, and having headmaster's rating scale. She is having international publications on personality and values, and she has published various research papers as well. So I would like to ask Dr. Nasreen to take the lead and please talk on today's topic. Thank you very much. Yes, Dr. Nasreen.
Thank you, Vidya ma'am, for giving me the chance to speak here about the topic. First, I would like to bid Assalamu alaikum to all who have joined this platform, educational platform. Hello, good evening, good noon, and good morning to all. Now, first, let me share my screen. Kindly give me permission so that I can share my screen. Hello, am I audible?
Exactly, you are audible.
But I have not given, you have not given me the permission about this screen sharing.
I can give, Vilma, I can give, but there are two Nasreen written, Dr. Nasreen with two names. So can you just guide which one to?
Dr. Nasreen.
Dr. Nasreen, you are logged in from two devices, I suppose.
Yeah. Yes,
so the one from which you are talking, you want me to give screen sharing option there?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. I have made you co-host. Now you can do that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. So, I want to congratulate all on this International Volunteering Day. We have to discuss volunteering and how to involve educators in it. This is the research-based lab, smart experimental lab, that was developed in 2014, but it was one of the volunteering activity in Kashmir. So far as volunteering is concerned, volunteering is a voluntary act of an individual or a group. That is, individual does not matter about the time and the labor for community services in that. Volunteering is giving, sharing, standing by others, supporting causes you care about, and creating a better future for everyone. Its importance. Volunteering is very much important. It enables one to help others in a selfless way. It helps to serve mankind and humanity. Volunteerism is one of the most necessary mechanism for social, environmental, and economic transformation. Lays its impact with its ability to change people, mindsets, attitude, and behavior. The ways to involve educators in it. We have to illustrate the ways how to involve educators in it. For that, we we want to involve the educators, we have to create the empathy. Creating the empathy among the educators for the volunteering work is very much important. How to create the empathy? By visualizing activity, role play activity, so that they can feel the pain or the situation what the other person is going through. We have to develop listening skills among educators in order to understand other people. Otherwise, it will not bring any transformation. We have to work on that as teacher educator. Awareness of needs of the surrounding. Educators should be aware of needs of the surrounding. For that, they should listen to the people, children, as they are dealing with the children. What are their needs? They should be able to take continuous feedback, which is very much important. They should be open to remodify the change or the strategy. Strategy should be flexible. Clarity of vision for the goal is very much important in volunteering. The volunteer educator should have clear vision about the goal. The strategy, depending on the goal, they should develop that strategy. Goal should be clear. Strategy should be stepwise. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and so on. How to bring efficiency in volunteering activity is very much important. For that, we have to focus on teamwork. We have to focus on collaboration. We have to focus on clear communication. For educator to work as effective volunteer, as educator, we have to provide the right environment, opportunity to all children, so that we will be able to develop to their highest potential of their life with confidence and happiness. Teamwork should be focused. Educators should believe in collaboration and multidisciplinary approach that will help them to extend internally as well as externally. Accountability is very much important. Accountability, so far as the educators are concerned, educators are responsible for providing the best services possible in their areas of responsibility. Our core purpose is to improve the lives of the children we serve as an educator. Respectful. As an educator, we should spread the culture of respect and operate within a culture of respect for each other. The children and the families we serve, and as other stakeholders we serve. Multi-pronged. As an educator, our services should be designed to help the whole child, including balanced development of the child in respect to social, emotional, physical, cognitive, and communication skills. As an educator, we should serve for sustainable developmental goals that will ensure the highest level of services over long term. Genuinity, it's very much important. Be genuine. If we are not genuine, it will nullify all our work and effort. So, this day and this platform is called for you and me as an educator to educate the public on issues of concern, to mobilize resources, to address global problems, and to celebrate and reinforce achievements of humanity and mankind. Thank you. Thanks once and all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nasreen. It was really great to hear you. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Lakshman from Nepal, Lakshman Shrestha, who has been working as a secondary level English teacher and who has done master's degrees in sociology and in English education. Yes, Mr. Lakshman, can you hear me?
I think he's not here, dear.
Oh, sorry.
Would you mind calling
the next one?
Rachna? The next one, please.
All right. Okay. Miss Rachna from India. And just a minute. Madam Rachna Bimrajka is the founder of Global Educators Fraternity and Fun to Learn. That is a dynamic, innovative, and dedicated platform. She has been working as an entrepreneur and international speaker, as a social activist, co-author, influencer, and handwriting expert. Along with that, she is a curriculum designer and the author of 17 books with copyright from Government of India. And so far, she has been trained. She has trained herself more than 125,000 of students, and she firmly believes that your handwriting speaks about your personality. Yes, Ms. Rachna, are you there?
Yes. Thank you for such a warm welcome and my introduction. And most, I would like to just mention one point which is very much important. Four world record holders: World Book of Record London, the Great Indian Book of Records, Worldwide Top Records, and the Asian Book of Records. During this pandemic, in 1 year, we had made 4 records. And before I start,
MashaAllah, give a huge round of applause. Thank you very much.
And before I start, I would like to convey my greetings to each one of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because I can see participating members from different zones of the globe. And I can see many of my dear friends like Bilma, then Dr. Lucas, and so many common friends it's good to see here. So what can be a better example on this International Volunteers Day? We all are globally connected and we are having a Volunteers Day, and all of us are volunteering. So this is a very nice example, I can say. Because volunteering, if I talk about the word volunteering, it is always a voluntary act which we have been doing it since the pandemic. Yes, yeah. One second, just yeah. It's an individual act, and we all have been doing voluntarily. We all are connected with each other voluntarily, freely giving our time and labor to the community service. And especially when we talk about involving volunteers, it comes from self. Few they do it from within, but many are trained also. Like many of the volunteers, educator volunteers are trained for medicine, education, or emergency rescue also. Now, one of the eminent guests here I saw asked a question. I think he was from Bangladesh. I'm missing out his name. That how does he start in his country? Sir, I would like to say you need to know your niche. When you want to volunteer, you need to know your niche, your interest level, on which area you want to volunteer. None of us can guide. We all can give a general performer, but each one, like maybe I'm interested in the education sector, like Sayed Madam, during my intro, she just mentioned that we have trained around 1,25,000 students on handwriting, because if by changing just handwriting, we can change one's mindset from a negative mode, from a suicidal tendency person, we can change the person's thought process into a positive mindset. So the niche, volunteers decide to have their niche. So why be a volunteer? The question is, we all are doing voluntary services, and 70 plus members are here at Global Education Network doing voluntary service, right? So why be a voluntary? Why be a volunteer? It's not for money. It's not for fame. It's not for personal gain. It's just love for fellow man. It's just to send a helping hand. It's just to give a taste of self. That's something you can't buy with wealth. It's not medals won with pride. It's a feeling deep inside. It's a reward down your heart. It's that feeling that you have been part of helping others far and near that makes you be a volunteer. If we have to classify means, see, we all are working on our commercial levels, but the satisfaction we get from being a volunteer is how educators are getting involved. Now, when we talk about how we can involve educators into it, voluntary services also, we can classify it into different sectors, like be it education, health, youth, mentorship. Now, the best part of educators is they can volunteer any classification, because educators are from a profession wherein they build up all other professions. Educator builds up a doctor, engineer, scientist. So when we want to volunteer, whether it be a social service, anything, so educators have a wide option, because from educators, the future generation is built. So as per your choice, your interest level, you can take. We can also classify volunteering based on their time. Like everybody has their own time feasibility, one-day activity, a short term or a long term. Depending upon your availability, we can just choose short term, long term, and it volunteering, getting involved into voluntary work is a traditional method, the physical method, the internship. Many of the universities are also making it compulsory, that some pointers are given. But last 22 months down the line, if you see, online volunteering has taken up a boom. We all are volunteering our expertise. We all are knowing, like Vilma, I have seen, like she has been sharing her expertise of English to many a platform just as a voluntary service. I have been sharing my mental math techniques and writing service as a tech. So we need to realize our niche. And again, there is another one which is called a micro voluntary. Micro voluntary is small actions by many people to create a big impact in the society, in the community. Short projects done online. Now, there are also a lot of online volunteering going on. which involves designing of the website, helping people out in the social media, mentoring of youth, proofreading article translations and all. Now, educators are also involved. They can involve themselves volunteering youth mentorship. They can also discuss on the health hygiene. Then they can, educators get involved into career counseling, career opportunities, leadership qualities, teamwork. They also get themselves involved in training the boys and girls for soft skills and the basic management skills, which help them in their employment. Helps increase the employability prospects of the underprivileged kids, adolescents, and improves their marketing skills. Now, as our eminent speakers earlier had spoken, that the United Nations and majority of the countries are working and are being a part of the volunteers. Now, it also helps the educators. When we get involved, we are also sensitizing people on gender issues, on reproductive and sexual health issues, which most of the time parents and the girls fail to consult freely and openly. So in a general discussion, we sensitize them with the disease like HIV and AIDS. So there are lot. See, other fields, volunteers, I will say it is limited. But for educators, any field we want. Now, if a doctor wants to volunteer, his core interest will lie only for the medical field, right? But educators have a wide variety. So as far we can teach one person, in India we usually follow, if each one teaches one, there will be no one uneducated in the whole group. So if each one teaches one person, volunteers and adopts one child, the world will be a better place. So with this teaching conversational English, as I mentioned about that Wilma is already doing, then many of them are doing voluntary services of computer teaching. And yes, so this is what I wanted to convey, that practical approach depending upon your niche, your interest level is very much important. With this, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity, because I always feel that following the time limit is most important for any of the webinar. Starting on time, ending on time is very important. And if I speak about volunteer, I can go on and on. But with this, I would like to hear from my other eminent speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rachna. It's really nice to hear you. Now I would like to introduce Lee So, Dr. Lee So Im from Malaysia. She is an excellent chemistry teacher with 31 years of teaching experience from Malaysia. She has awarded by MOE Malaysia as an iconic teacher and edu influencer as role model for teachers in her country. She also received the international recognition 75 top educators from around the world in Microsoft's Teachers Appreciation Legacy Project, Global Teacher Award, and the first place science teacher in Southeast Asia. Her use of technology
in progress.
Her use of technology in teaching and sharing with educators has brought recognition as an MIE expert and class point certified trainer. She is the Vice President of Malaysian Teachers STEM Association and Master Trainer of EDIC. This is the introduction of Dr. Lee So Im, and I hope she is listening us. Yes, Dr. Lee So.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity, and also thank you for just now I heard about the panel speakers, lovely sharing. I strongly agree with all of the speakers, the ideas and also their opinion and their experience. So here, can I share my screen?
Yes, Ms. Rachna. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, good evening. At my place now is 10:45 at night. Yeah. So I'm as the moderator introduced, I'm Lisa, chemistry excellent teacher from Malaysia. So I would like to share about educators, volunteers, charity work. So my sharing will be more on my experience. Before that, I would like to wish everyone happy International Volunteer Days. So as you see on my screen, this is the United Nations about the International Volunteer Days. This year's theme is Volunteer Now for Our Common Futures. So according to the UN, voluntary is giving, sharing, standing by others, supporting causes you care about, and creating a better future for everyone. I do agree, voluntary is actually making a difference to lives of many. And according to UN, it says that for the generation of tomorrow, we must take responsibility for the changes needed to build a better future now. So encouraging, recognizing, and promoting volunteerism is an important part of creating a more equal and inclusive future for communities and worldwide. So I think everyone also agree with the what proposed by the UN. Okay, next. Voluntary. If you want to do the voluntary, means you have to think about the time, whether you have time or whether how you organize your time, how you manage your time. Because as I know that everyone, we also working at, like for me, I'm an educator, I'm a teacher. So about 8 hours is my working hours. I only can do my volunteering work is after my office hour. So there is time, the time is very important. Besides that, you also need to have the very good in the command so that you can communicate with your society or maybe with your teammates and also the people that you want to you help them. Besides that, we also, like just now, our speakers also mentions, so as we know that volunteering is without financial gain, okay? So what and how and when we can do the volunteer and become the volunteer and we can do the voluntary works. Okay, to me, who are the volunteers? So the volunteers can be anyone, can be working people, can be students, can be professionals like educators, like teachers, the young peoples, or maybe the retired peoples. And what can volunteers do? So the volunteers actually, we can, as a volunteer, we can make a difference. Besides, in terms of the homeless shelter, elderly peoples, to help the elderly people, can change the life. For example, we can sponsor a child for the study or maybe a monthly savings. Beside that, we also can give some donate. For example, my country, they do have like every year during maybe the Chinese New Year or maybe any occasions, we would like to donate the disabled people about, like for example, we just bought, we sponsor them by buying maybe a set of toothpaste and toothpaste. It's actually maybe is the amount, the price is more expensive than we bought from we buy from the market, but it's actually we want to sponsor the disabled people so that they can have the money, can go back to their hometown to visit their parents and so on. Besides that, it also can, by doing volunteers work, we can meet new peoples, and then we can learn can embark to sharpen our leaderships and also teamwork. So what can you do as a volunteers? So as I say, I will talk about in terms of the educator. So for example, you can, let's say, you can share about the teaching. If you are the sport woman or sport lady, maybe you can share about the sports to become the trainer, and emergency services, food and hospitality, and also maybe we can helping people with disabilities. Okay, so volunteers at, for example, my country, as I think other country also maybe have the same, volunteers can do their work at the vaccination center. As you can see the photo that I take this actually from the internet, from the Facebook. So these people act as a front line. So they go to the center, the BC center, to volunteers the work. Okay, so next part, I will share about what I have done in the voluntary work. So for example, you can see at the first link. So actually, we can, as a teacher or maybe as an educator, we can voluntarily in the reading program. Okay, as I show you in the photo. Beside that, I also help, we can help maybe in the community to set up a library program, right? From the old house, we turn the old house become a library. So this library can be used for the village people to send their children, and maybe they can get the books, and then we send our volunteers there to guide the children and maybe the mommy also to have the reading program. Beside that, also can help the orphans house. For example, we took our student to visit the orphans house, then so that they can helping to clean up the centers and do activity with the children over there. Okay, next. Beside that, also the dignity. I also worked before with the dignity to help the children about the reading. It's mostly about the reading. Okay. Next one, we also have to think about senior citizens. For example, I went to work before with the Malaysian Center Advocacy Association, Colon Center, about the Colon Centers campaigns. So we, in this day, we, not me only, me and others volunteers, and the young volunteers, you can see the photo, the young volunteers, we're going to help to assist the elders or the senior citizens about this cancers campaign, so that they can understand some terms that they understand. We can help them and arrange them to line up so that they will go have to entertain, or they can get their services as far as they can. Okay, beside that, just now I heard our speaker also mentioned about to share about expertise. So for example, the IT skills. I'm good in ClassPoint, and I actually appoint as a ClassPoint certified trainer. So I also share about this, how to use a ClassPoint during the pandemic sessions. For example, my country is a school closed, so that I could share this in my country, and also share in the international organized by the World Education Community as a guest speaker. Okay, so charity work can be carried out at suitable time and borderless. What does it mean? So for example, so although I'm in Malaysia, but I still can do my voluntary to India. For example, you can see this photo. So by using the connection of the Zoom, or maybe the Google Meets, right? So I did the volunteer works with the India's children's. You can see the picture here. I share with them how to study, like because in Malaysia, everyone of Malaysian, we know how to speak Malay. So I also teach them about how to speak Malay and some science knowledge. Beside that, in my country, the villages. So although during like for example last year and this year, right? Also our country, we have more control due to the COVID-19. So we cannot go out anywhere. So I take this opportunity to do online and guide some villages children, so that they can learn about science and learn about the cleanliness and some mathematics and also science knowledge with them. So here are some of the experience that I work with the volunteers. Hope you understand and you enjoy it. So before I end my session, I would like to share with you about this quote by Kofi Annan. It says that if our hopes of building a better and safer world to become more than wishful thinking, we will need the engagement of volunteers more than ever. And one more, according to I like this, Audrey Hepburn, She said, as you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourselves, the other one for helping others. With that, I end my session. Sharing is caring. So thank you from Malaysia.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Dr. Lee. The last thought was excellent. There is no doubt that we have been excellent. Now I would like to introduce our next presenter, Mr. Rakesh from Qatar. He's having almost 30 years of experience in teaching, and he has more than 10 years experience in administration, and he's been working in Qatar as educator of political science and coordinator of school eco club and quiz club. Along with that, is giving his services in discipline committee. I hope Mr. Rakesh is listening us. Yes, Mr. Rakesh, can you please take the lead?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Of course. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, everyone in India. Good morning to others who are in the daylight. And I think they have to mute. It's disturbing me. Yes. So can I share my screen, please?
Yes,
Hello.
Ms. Rachna.
And by the time you share, allow me to share, I can speak. Happy volunteering day, happy volunteering week, happy volunteering life. The teachers have taken up this venture when we are volunteering. Compared to the salary other profession get, we get very little, but we have been very happy to serve the community. This is a volunteer work we are doing. We are helping building new generation. Can I share the screen? Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Ms. Rachna is there to give you this. Madam Rachna, are you there?
Anyway, 1 minute, I'll. Okay, let me speak by the time you give me. As the other speakers already have said, that volunteering is not for personal benefit. It's not by any force that a person needs to join the volunteering work. It is from the willingness to improve the society. And we, the educators, are doing for our life. We are always ready to serve the country. We are always ready to serve the community. This is not one day volunteering work, one event, which is a lifetime event. So why we need to volunteer? We need to volunteer because our depression, what we have due to COVID, due to our own mental stress, our own problems, goes away. Because idle man, devil's workshop. When we are not doing any work because of government, because of unemployment, we tend to have all this mental stress. But when you volunteer, do some work, obviously you divert your mind. Number two, if you have any disease, if you you have any disease in your body or in your, with you, if you are doing volunteering, you are busy with someone, you forget your pain, you forget your stress. And then when you are not idle, you won't have any disease. This is scientific. Doctors have said, don't think much, don't indulge in, sorrowing in that way. Plus, when you are alone, if you don't have any work, it's like a jail, it's like an imprisonment. If you divert yourself and do volunteering work, it can be better. Now, we as a teacher enjoy volunteering work. We have made ourselves functional for the society. We have become more physically active. No doubt COVID has made us sedentary, but we are more physically active. We have more friends now worldwide. Just because we are doing this today webinar, it's like we don't get anything, but what we get is more than money. We get satisfaction. We get to meet people from different corners of the globe, and we share each other's views. I learned a lot every meeting. Today also we learned a lot. Now I saw one poem regarding volunteering. It is not for money, it is not for fame, and it's not for any personal gain. It's just for love of fellow man. It's just to lend a little helping hand. It's just to give a tithe of self. That's something you can't buy with wealth. It's not the medals won with pride. It's not just that feeling deep inside. It's that reward down in our heart. It's feeling that you have been a part of helping others far and near. That makes me a volunteer. Sorry, I cannot show you the screen. It would have been very comfortable and easier for you all and me also if I had shared my screen to you. And what are volunteers? I just made an acronym of it. Volunteers are V for very important people, O, outstanding, L, love for others, U, understand children, N, need for others, T, teaches values, E, enjoy helping children.
Can you mute, please?
თუ შეიძლება ხმარო გამორთოთ?
Can you please mute your...
ქალბატონო ეკატერინე, თუ შეიძლება ხმარო გამორთოთ, ბოდიში მოხდით.
გამოვრთე.
E for enthusiastic people are ready any moment and as special people. We are the one who are always helping each other. We are the one educators always on our feet. We are the one who love serving the community. We, the educators, whether you ask for us to work or whether we are ready or not, we always go for volunteering. From day one till the end of our life, since we are teachers, we have that passion to meet new people. We have the passion to help the others. We have the empathy for the people who suffer. We have love for the children, and we have the need, the urge to meet new people. So in that way, our volunteering life is full of passion, and teachers are volunteers for the whole life. And we don't have to celebrate a single day like today's Happy Volunteers Day. We want to tell the others that you also be a part of volunteers. You also be ready for volunteering. In this way, today here we have Arab Cup, FIFA Arab Cup. Next year we have FIFA World Cup. And I, being a teacher, I being one of the volunteer life member of volunteering club, as I say, I am also a volunteer in the FIFA Arab Cup. I could not show my photo to you. I had many slides to show, no problem. Next time is always best time. So in this way, I just conclude that I wish everyone volunteers, not only for his family, for his children, but for the community. and a happy Volunteers Day for all. We should end with a smile and thumbs up to all for the event. Very wonderful evening. And thank you very much, Mr. Bhuya, for inviting me. And thank you, the moderator. Good night.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rakesh. One of the beautiful aspects to describe was the acronym. And I hope that with all these characteristics or attributes, we are gathered here. Thank you very much once again, and sorry for inconvenience. Thank you. Now I would like to give the lead to my organizing committee. In our organizing committee, we are having Vilma, and I would like to ask her to take the lead and elevate us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Congratulations on moderating in a beautiful way. Congrats. Thank you so much. Thank you, our speakers, for being here with us and giving us your wonderful words. I'd like to ask our team organizer, boys, where are you?
We are here only. So I'm going to share the certificate, and I would like to thank everyone. I hope the certificates are visible on the screen.
Yes, it is.
Of course.
So first of all, we would like to thank Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas for giving insights to the our listeners. Then I will going to thank each and every keynote speaker. First, I would like to thank Dr. Mohammad Abu Yassin, who has given a beautiful way to know what is a volunteer actually and why it is required.
Thank you so much.
And I would like to thank Dr. Nasreen Bano from India. She has taken a great initiative to show us how she has done the volunteering in Jammu and Kashmir, that is a part of India. Thank you, Dr. Nasreen Bano.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
And unfortunately, Mr. Lakshman was not with us. So still, I would like to thank you. Ma'am Rachna Biramprajka, I would like to thank her as well for giving a good voluntary option. And the Dr. Lee Sa-im, I would like to thank you as you have given a good volunteering example between India and Malaysia, how we people are connected to each other. Rakesh Verma from Qatar, I would like to thank you as well, and all the best for the FIFA volunteering. As you said, you will be volunteering to FIFA World Cup next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And not at the last, I would like to thank the moderator, Ms. Vera Abdullah, who has taken the initiative to explain each and every profile, and the maximum credit goes to her to organizing such event. And last, I would like to thank the co-founder, the founder of this Global Education Network, Mr. Mahidun Bhuyan. He's a founder, organizer of all these activities. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for the wonderful session today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone filled up the attendance link, because after this session, the link will be closed and you will get a certificate just in 5 minutes after we are closing the session. And we will be sharing all these certificates to the speaker on the volunteer group, WhatsApp group. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is very grateful event. So we have passed.
Hello to the small girl. Somebody wants to say something. Okay,
Thanks
thank you so much.
to the organizing committee. I'm from Bangladesh.
Good night to everybody. I'm from Bangladesh.
For arranging this type of program more and more.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Greetings from Peru.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Elizabeth. Thank you very much. We are hearing you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm from Kashmir.
Thank you, ma'am.
India.
Thanks a lot.
Everyone.
Thank you, Elizabeth, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you from Zimbabwe.
Thank you.
I'm pasting the link once again for the attendance. Please mark your attendance so that you get the.
Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vilma ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Naveen
Naveen.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Patricia, for coming. Ruben, thank you so much.